Because it's unfortunate that people are really starting to believe their self-value has to do with their social media status.
That was a really nice statement. So, hi Alex Aiono, welcome to the ENERGY Startalk.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited. We have a performance tonight for Golden Camera.
Oh, nice.
And I'm very, very excited to get to perform the brand new single.
The Big Mistake. Woo! Merch!
Self-promo, not by choice.
So, yeah, tell us about your biggest mistake ever. How did you get the inspiration for the song?
Yeah, you know, it started off with a girl.
Okay.
And
big
long
surprise.
Story short, big surprise and big mistake. So long story short, I was dating this girl and we'd been seeing each other for a while, and I started realizing, you know, this isn't something that I want to be, you know, happen anymore, or we don't line up anymore. And so we broke up, and at first it was okay. We broke up, obviously, you know, she wasn't happy and then I wasn't happy and everything. And as time kind of continued to go on, more things started happening, like just more like problems I had to deal with, or more stresses that I had, or more emotions that were, you know, being involved and whatnot. And I felt like it was just more and more like she was showing her true colors more and more. And it was like, you're not the girl that I thought you were, which is like, that's such a mistake. You know, it's a mistake that I believed that she was like that, or it's a mistake that you know, we lasted that long when she wasn't even that girl that I thought she was. And so for me, when the song kind of started coming about and we were writing the verses, and I'm saying, I taught you how to love and I taught you how to be brave, and then you just turned around and you threw it at me, is like, I thought there was a real connection, but then at the end of the day, it kind of just got thrown back at me. And so that's really like, that's where the song is from for me. Like, for my heart is like, that's where it is.
So speaking of relationships, do you think as a celebrity, which you are definitely, is it harder to keep up a relationship than one who isn't fame at all?
You know, it's all about, honestly, to me, when it comes to relationships, whether you have 1 million followers, whether you have 4 followers, whether you live in the biggest country or the smallest country in the world, it's all about how dedicated you are to that person. I was watching this Will Smith video literally for lunch, and it was talking about just like commitment, and if you like somebody, you have to just commit to it. And that's how I feel. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers, if you have 1 follower, if you have, it doesn't, that stuff, it'll all go away eventually. What matters is when you like somebody, if you commit to that person, and if you're like, I'm gonna be with you no matter what, no matter if the fans don't like you, no matter if my mom doesn't like you, no matter, like, if you care about somebody, that should be like all that matters. And so for me, it's not hard to be in a relationship, or to, you know, be in a relationship while I'm traveling or any of that, because it all comes down to how dedicated you are to somebody else. And so for me, when I meet somebody that I'm like, I want to be in a relationship with you, I'm like dedicated to that person. Like, I'm gonna do everything possible to make that happen. And that to me is what's gonna make a relationship successful or not, you know, paparazzi or how many followers, you know, think you guys should be together or not be together.
So since you got your career started on the internet, on YouTube, do you even believe in online dating as well? So get to know persons online?
Yo, you're trying to call me out.
The question I really wanted to ask, are you a Tinder guy?
I'm not a Tinder guy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a Tinder guy. I've been a Tinder guy before, but at this current state of my life, I use no dating apps. However, I may or may not have slid into a couple of DMs here and there, but I think for me, I'm an old school kind of guy, and it's weird that I say I'm old school when I say I'm old school, because I think that like physical, like going up to somebody and saying like, hey, you're really cute, like we should go out on a date. It's sad that that's old school, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad that like the new school thing is like texting a girl and be like, hey, my friend gave me your number, can we go out on a date? Like, that old school is now apparently going up to a girl and saying like, hey, I'm really interested in you, we should go out on a date and like get to know each other more. So in that sense, apparently I'm old school.
So speaking of DMs and stuff, you just said that. Do you still read the comments below your YouTube videos or maybe your stuff on Instagram?
I do solely for the purpose of responding. Like, I love the connection with the fans. So like, I'll go down and I'll read comments and comments and comments, and I'll respond back to as many as I can. Unfortunately, I don't get to everybody, but I love going through, just because if somebody's gonna take the time to leave a comment, whether it's negative or positive, obviously I do my best to kind of just scroll past the negative ones, and I continue to like respond back to the positive ones. But for me, if somebody's going to take the time to comment, I feel like I should at least try and take as much time as I can to read through and respond to them.
You just talked about the bad and mad comments maybe as well. What was the scariest or the craziest stuff somebody ever put onto you in a comment? Do you remember some crazy or some mad stuff?
I mean, I think everybody gets the same kind of comments. Like, I think like my sister gets the same kind of comments, or my you know, I have friends from high school who get the same kind of comments of just like, you know, you're dumb or you're stupid. And those, honestly, like, you can't let them get to you. And it's hard to say that because a lot of people, it's easier said than done, of like, don't let it get to you. But for me, the weird comments are like the ones that I don't understand. Like when somebody's like, I want to roll you into a ball and throw you down a hill. I'm like, is that good or is that bad? Like, I don't know. Like, or like, you know, I want to stuff you in my pocket. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Like, thank you, or do I say, am I scared? I don't know. So, but I think for me is you got to just do your best to focus on the positive ones no matter what, and respond to the ones that are saying the truth, like, oh man, you know, thank you for helping me, or I loved this video, or even if somebody doesn't, if it doesn't have to be necessarily a most positive video, or like maybe it's like, hey, I liked it a lot more when you used to do this. I think those comments are very, very cool, because I think people are giving me their real opinion, not just like, I love it, you know?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Speaking of mad or evil comments as well, did you get the stuff Kanye West just said on Twitter, like he would prefer the socials,
no numbers
for followers and likes?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think that's an incredible experiment. I think for me, if somebody were to ask me if I cared enough to like show how many followers I have, I don't really care. I know that I like the validation that a fan gets from being, you know, saying, hey, I've been here since, like, you know, I have fans who are like, I've been here since 100,000 followers, or I've been here since 10,000 followers, and having those milestones are obviously, it's like a great way of you know, tracking your progress. But there's definitely an epidemic that's going on in social media where people care way too much about that kind of stuff. Like where people are just saying, I only want this many followers, or like I'm not successful unless I have this many followers, or you're not successful unless you have this many followers. For those reasons, I think that Kanye West I think that's an incredible idea, because people care too much about it.
I guess it's just way about saying, oh, am I now questioning myself too much because I don't get that likes?
Exactly. Nobody's self-worth.
For a selfie or a picture from myself, am I don't know, way more ugly or maybe more pretty than before?
People are valuing their self-worth, how much they are worth, which every single person in this room, in this building, in this city, in this country, in this world, is worth the same amount, which is everything. You're worth absolutely everything. You are completely the most valuable thing, so valuable that you can't hold a price on it. But people are now putting a price on it, which is likes, which is, I need to have more than this many likes. And so for that reason, I think it's like, yeah, we need to make a change. Maybe the change is taking numbers away, or maybe the change is just being an example and telling you, like to the camera, if you're watching this, your value is not described by how many likes you get. Like, I don't know what the solution is, but I think there definitely needs to be a change, because it's unfortunate that people are really starting to believe their self-value has to do with their social media status.
That was a really nice statement. Speaking about the golden camera again, where you're gonna be performing, do you have a ritual before going on stage, like something you do every single time before stage time?
Do I have a ritual? Let's see. Before I go on stage, I have different friends, or my sisters, or somebody like that. that if I'm with them, we have our own rituals, like for before stage. You know, my little sister and I have a secret handshake. One of my managers, like we touch our pinkies together before the show, or like when I'm with my band, like we'll say a prayer, or like we'll you know, maybe we'll like all huddle up and we'll, you know, get each other excited. But sometimes when it's just me, you know, I just like, I think I just take a breath in and I'm just like, let's do this, you know, like, and that breath in is like appreciating where I am, excited about what's going on, the concept that yes, million people might be watching this, or 1,000 people, or, you know, however many people might be watching this, perform like you're just in your room by yourself, like how it's always been from the jump, you know. And so I think when I'm by myself, you know, I take a moment to just appreciate where I am, be excited for what's happening, and then shake off any, you know, nerves I have because of who's there in the crowd.
And the other way around, do you have something to calm down after stage time?
Oh, after stage time, I just eat. I eat. Like, literally, the first thing I do, I come off stage, I drink water, I sit down, I exhale. I'm probably sweating, so I'll wipe that off. And then I'm just like, where's the food? That's now a new meme, is like, where's the food?
Do you have something special on your tour, right? Like maybe some favorite food of yours, or something you have with you every time?
Not really, honestly. Pineapple juice. I like pineapples and like pineapple juice a lot. But other than that,
no puppies,
I'm
no
trying to think.
unicorns?
I'm looking at my tour manager. I was like, what do we eat? Like, we literally have vegetables and cheese and crackers. We're pretty simple.
Pretty American.
Like, there's no like green M&Ms only type stuff. You know, we're pretty
with your
pretty
name
simple.
on it, only with your name.
Only
on
with
it,
yeah. Instead of M&M, it's like A and A.
And little photos of yourself. Do you have a TV series you're addicted to currently?
Yes, I'm watching Mayans right now. It's called Mayans MC. There's a show called Sons of Anarchy that that was really I don't know if it got big out here, but it's really big in the States. And there's now a new show that's based on that show. It's about like a motorcycle, like not gang, but like a motorcycle club. And so it kind of follows the motorcycle club and all of the kind of drama and secrets and darkness about the show. It's really tight.
So you are a binge watcher. So do you do one season per night, or how is that?
Sometimes. Fortunately, this show just started, so I have to like actually wait once a week and like watch one episode at a time. But when I did like, you know, when I first started watching, you know the show Black Mirror?
Yeah.
I watched all of Black Mirror
Love
one
it,
weekend. Like one weekend, like every Black Mirror. And then I went back and watched the ones that I like really liked. And it's just, if there's a lot of seasons, it's bad news. Like you'll be like, where's Alex? Like he kind of just disappeared forever. And I'm like, yeah, it's because I just started, you know, Breaking Bad. But I'm definitely a binge watcher.